All
right.
Go beep. We're on.
We're here. So, like always, we'll go around and introduce ourselves, and we'll start with you, like always.
Okay, I'm Kevin Burton, and I am running for House District 14.
I'm Jake Huff. I'm running for Senate District 7.
And I'm Jonathan Abrahamsen, and I'm running for State Representative District 13. And then we have a guest with us just hanging out today. So we were just having a conversation. Hot topics of the week.
Yeah, they were
Hot
really
topics of the week. Yeah. So we were talking about voter fraud and in-person fraud, and we paid a visit to the election office and all that stuff. But you know, Oregon is something else. So what I was gonna say, we had a conversation before we started recording this, and that what I wanted to say, or that we were talking about in the car, was that I think a Secretary of State should not be biased to one political party or the other.
Right.
They shouldn't be allowed to be Democrat or Republican, just like our sheriff's department, our judges, all those stuff have to
County
be
commissioners.
Yeah, have to
County
be nonpartisan.
Yeah, they're nonpartisan.
I mean,
Yes.
Granted, they might lean one direction because as a state secretary, you're there to make sure the state is on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what party you're involved in, right?
Right.
You're just there to be a numbers guy.
Make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed,
Yeah.
and the checks go out when the checks go out.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a partisan thing.
Yeah.
It's a
state.
job. Do it.
Yeah, that's a state thing.
Yeah.
So let me throw out my disclaimer real quick since the kids are yelling. I'm a father of 4. Like I say in every video, if you guys hear a kid, just ignore them. They're running around. They're being kids. So just if you hear them, that's why.
They're kids.
Yeah. So I have to throw out that disclaimer because there were
Yes.
kids yelling in the last video. So
That's good.
let's answer your questions first, and
Okay.
then we'll talk about this, and we'll talk about the Moda Center situation again. That
Yep.
way we can talk about it. And then
bet.
I wanted to touch base on the Democratic Town Hall.
Oh,
Since it's
yes.
been a couple weeks now, and we didn't talk about it.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
feel like we probably should and get our side of it out there because all of us watched it and all of us tried to partake in it.
Yes, I
So-
put in 4 questions.
I
Notice,
put in-
did they ask any of mine?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right, so here's situation number 1.
Okay.
Sanctuary cities and state. November 24th, 2025, Rajinder Kumar, an illegal alien driving a semi-truck in Oregon, killed a newlywed couple. They'd been married 16 days.
Yes, 16.
William Carter and Jennifer Lauer. When he wrecked his semi and the couple crashed into the truck. This was on Highway 20 in Deschutes County. Kumar obtained his CDL license in California. All right. Oregon's sanctuary politicians treated Kumar like a regular U.S. citizen, and instead of cooperating with ICE to remove him, they released him from jail back into American communities. ICE agents tracked him down and arrested him on April 22nd of this year. He is now finally facing removal proceedings while in ICE detention. The Biden administration released Kumar into the country following his illegal entry in 2022. Now, here's the question. How do we put an end to sanctuary status in the entire state of Oregon? This is an 80-20 issue, with most people wanting the sanctuary status to end so that ICE and local law enforcement can get criminal illegals out of the country.
Correct.
So most of the populace wants
This.
to take place. But the legislature years ago passed the sanctuary city and state status thing. So what can we, if we get in, what can we do to reverse that, to end the sanctuary status?
Ooh.
So I guess I'll
That's a
go.
loaded question.
So it's kind of a loaded question, and actually, I don't have an answer to it because it's a lot bigger than a 30-second answer.
Sure.
But actually, the one place that I direct most people to go is Jo Ray Perkins' website because she actually has the bill for a non-sanctuary state and sanctuary
Yeah,
state.
she's already got it written.
Yeah, it's already done. And it's a long bill, but it's worth a read, and it talks about the sanctuary state and you know how things are done and stuff like that. Because just like Mr. Kumar, I agree with the federal motor carrier for one, that you should have to speak and read English to have a CDL, which I'm sure he didn't, excuse me, for the most part. But then the other thing is, with us being a sanctuary state, not only the illegals, but we also have the highest sex offender count per capita in the country.
Yes, we do.
And it's 3 times higher than the next state down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because we will just open the door to pretty much anything.
Well, and I think, with us not having bail bonds, with all of the different things that we do in the state, it affects it. It makes it way
Sure
different.
does, yeah.
And it opens the arms of,
What was it, 72, 73 that we did away with the death penalty.
Yeah.
So they know if they're here and something happens, they're not going to get killed. So there's community that just basically opens their arms to you. You have, basically this swinging open door aspect. So if you want to leave, it's not a problem. If you want to come back, it's not a problem. If you cause a problem and you leave, we're not going to help anybody find you. And if you come back in, we're not going to tell anybody that you're back.
Yeah. I think when it comes to sex offenders and even parole and probation and stuff like that, our reporting laws are super lax. And part of that is because of the bail situation. Like, I don't remember his name, the home improvement star that got arrested for beating his old lady and DUI and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The kid,
yes.
Yes. So they released him on a electronic monitoring device that was his cell phone.
Oh.
It was based off his phone. It wasn't even an ankle monitor.
No.
Yeah, no, it's just his phone.
Yeah.
And you can leave your phone anywhere.
I've done so, accidentally even.
So, I feel like we have a lot of revamping in our legal system. We talked about this last week when we didn't record it. You weren't here. But so I was talking about the whole bail thing because, bail, you only have to come up with 10% of it.
10% in the state of Oregon.
Where bail bonds and bounty hunting and stuff like that keep a lot of the riffraff off the road because now that bondsman is responsible for the money and your mom's house is on the line, your new car is on the line, whatever, so it keeps a lot of riffraff because it makes a whole line of people more responsible.
It does.
For everything.
A lot of people watching you.
Yeah.
What you're doing. Yeah.
And that's one of the keys is that the left seems to want to remove responsibility for our choices and our actions so that we don't have to suffer the consequences.
Right.
Well, if there are no consequences, then
there's no
anarchy.
reason not to. Yeah.
Total anarchy.
Sure.
And I honestly believe, based on what we've seen in Portland and other major cities, that chaos and anarchy is the order of the day so that we all would welcome a socialist state where they just come in and clamp down and we're all subject to, the tyrant.
Yeah.
Right? I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, Trump is a tyrant." Well, if he was, all you people would be in a dungeon someplace on the rack or, strapped to a wall or whatever.
Right. Hardly a tyrant.
But the left is pushing us in that direction
Yeah, they are.
by allowing anything and everything until finally they say, enough.
Right. They're going to clamp it down.
Yep.
And everybody's going to be like, oh,
thank you.
Shangri-La.
Thank you. Right? Yeah.
That's not what we're looking for.
So we talked about the sanctuary state situation when it comes to schools. And actually, we got asked a question just a few minutes ago about the shortfalls of the school districts.
Yes.
Well, how much does sanctuary state play into that? Because we lose our federal funding for schooling.
Right. A lot.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars.
So,
It's unbelievable.
we were talking about shortfalls in our school district. How much of that is caused by the sanctuary state status?
A gob.
And then we're also one of these few states, cities. I know some counties and cities in Oregon do it, but we don't allow out of city students or out of district students to come to the schools there.
Right.
Even with my kid just moving across the district to a different school in the district, was a nightmare.
Yes.
Where the
Stack of paper that you couldn't carry.
Yeah, and the only reason we got him transferred is because there were some other circumstances that made it easier. But so, the voucher program makes it a lot different too, because it holds the school accountable.
Oh boy.
If they're not a good school, they're not educating their students well,
They're not going to get in
then
it.
they don't have any students and their school goes out of business.
Yep.
They treat it as a business versus a tax fund.
Correct.
Because you're then having to teach the student the way you're supposed to.
Correct. Yeah.
And actually teach them versus if this student shows up, I'm going to get $21,000 a year for the student.
Yeah. Right.
Where when it's a voucher program, they can get
That
pulled
money
out.
can go anywhere it wants.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick tangent. I read a letter the other day from a homeschooling organization that supports homeschooling. Ocean.
Okay.
Ocean?
Ocean, yes. Yeah.
You know them? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Such that we really don't want this the money to follow the child necessarily, because if the money is coming from the government, then the government can tell the homeschoolers exactly what to do and how to do it.
If
Is
we
that a
do,
concern,
if we
Mr.
do
Teacher?
it one way,
Yeah.
if we do it the way that I can't remember her name, the gal that's in charge of education under Trump, her idea is that money is yours.
Yeah.
You're already owed it.
Yeah.
Therefore, it will follow your child, but the federal government only requirement would be that it's a school.
Yeah. And it has to, there are minimum requirements
Right,
to
yeah.
it to be a school, right? You have to be able to pass this, that, and the other thing.
Sure.
So
Yes.
I don't really agree with the Ocean letter because
Right.
there are, what's the word I'm looking for? There are safeties in there.
Yeah, there's
that-
there's
that the
safeguards in
voucher-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
that's why I brought it up.
Right,
I
yeah.
just wanted
There
to
are some
make sure
safeguards
that we were looking at
if
all the
it gets
aspects.
passed that way.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets passed the way that it has been looked at in the past, then yes, then your concern is very valid, because they're like, oh, here's your money, you're owed this,
Yeah.
but it better go to a school that does what we ask it to.
Yeah.
Now you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Because now the government has stepped in and,
Dictating.
right, yeah. Your kindergartner is going to get sex ed. Your senior in high school is going to know how to make methamphetamine because, they need to know that kind of stuff. Those sorts of things.
That's the chemistry class.
Yes,
mean
chem class, yeah.
You mean our sex ed K through 12?
Yeah, K through 12, which is,
Ludicrous.
I can understand
We're not singing music.
10 through 12. 10th grade through, so 10th,
No.
11th, and 12th.
I think like 8th through 12th.
Sure,
Because-
but not to the same extent as like the 10th and the 12th graders are going to get.
So we did full on like family life, like delivering babies freshman year.
Yes.
I might have progressed faster, but I mean, that's kind of when your hormones are raging,
Sure.
women are floating around, the cheerleader thing
Yeah.
has started, because you're in high school. So I
That's where
agree
you
with,
have, we as teachers, we call them dumb dogs
so
because they're just like,
we touched on it. So we touched on it in 5th grade, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
Where you're starting to stink, you need to take a shower,
Yeah.
you're going to start developing hair, things are changing.
Yep.
Then in 8th grade, we touched on it more in health class, like, this is how things are done. Not how things are done. These are how things are produced.
Yes.
Don't do this because you're going to end up with a child.
Right. Yep.
Like, stuff like that. And then freshman year, that's when we went into anatomy,
Sure.
all that.
So yeah, a high schooler is. There are some there are some freshmen out there that they're innocent enough. That's actually a very uncomfortable situation for them.
Well,
But not all of them.
but that's also something you need to be educated on, so you don't.
So you
Because-
don't walk into a whoa.
Well, or you're innocent enough, you get drugged to a party, something goes down that you don't know, and you don't know to stop.
Correct. Yes.
Like that
That's where the dumb dog comes.
Yes, like it's a situation.
It is, yeah.
So-
And so there could be a very easy progression. I mean, it doesn't have to be, okay, they're in kindergarten, we teach them how you make a baby.
Yeah. So, so I won't.
They're not that far from being a baby.
So the state gives a curriculum on what they're supposed to teach, right?
Yes, they do.
So I had an inside somewhere. I won't mention where because I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus or lose my birdies. Second grade, they're literally using the phrase boners and stuff like that in second grade.
Whoa.
Like,
Really?
I saw the lesson plans myself,
Oh,
and they're talking about boners and stuff in second grade.
that is, yeah.
Are
that-
you kidding me? That kid's worried about whether he's having chocolate milk or vanilla or regular milk for
Or
lunch.
strawberry.
Right.
Ooh, I get
Yeah.
this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or
Oh, today's pizza day. You know, yeah, he's
or
done.
today's PE instead of music.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
Right.
No.
They have not. That is so far above their head that it's like a
it's
UT
ridiculous, but
pipeline.
it's part of grooming the young ones for sexual exploitation as they get older.
So
Bottom line.
It is.
part of that, my speech that I always do about the clubs at the schools has made a return. So
No.
I have emails.
No. Really? I thought you
have-
shot him down.
Oh, I did, and 5 months later they're back in vengeance.
Oh, man.
I have now talked to the district 6 times and have not got anybody to write me back. So I call and I'm like, who do I need to talk to? And they're like, well, what's it about? And as soon as you bring it on, they're like, you need to talk to this person, but they're not in the office. Every time she's not in the office,
Yeah.
which is BS. So then I write her this novel of an email that never gets responded to. So then we're back to the point that I have all these little birdies writing me emails, whether it's parents, teachers, whatever.
Sure.
And I'm getting all these emails about them doing field trips during the day,
So during the school day.
that they're doing pride field trips and stuff, which the staff members are trying to tell me or have told me that they're hiding the funding from it because of the shortfalls, that they're hiding the funding for these clubs and not telling anybody where the funding's coming from. Which I specifically asked the district about
Where is it?
because
Yeah.
school funding is supposed to be public.
Sure. It is.
Nobody will comment on it.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's
Okay,
move on.
moving on.
Wow.
Number 2, balancing the state budget. How do we get rid of fraud, waste, and abuse that the Democrats have engaged in for decades? And it's not just the Democrats.
No, it's not.
You're just full of loaded questions. Today.
Man, okay, that is.
Okay? Fraud, waste, and abuse. I was a federal employee for nearly 36 years.
Right.
Okay? And there was a system that used the little tiny light bulbs. Okay? And I got charged $41 a piece for these things.
For a
So-
$1.50 light bulb?
For a 41-cent light bulb.
Oh, heck
okay.
yeah.
So they were toilet seats.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So, on the bottom of my leaving earnings statement is a fraud, waste, and abuse hotline number.
Sure.
So I called the hotline number, and they called me right back and said, "Okay, that's the kind of thing we're looking for. We'll find out what's going on." Less than a week later, they called me back and said, "Oh, somebody put the decimal point in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be 41 cents a piece or $41 per hundred."
So like a case.
Yeah. And I said, okay, that makes sense. So get it fixed in the logistics thing.
Sure.
And they did.
Okay.
So, but how much of that kind of stuff doesn't get spotted?
Yeah.
How much of dishonesty takes place to where, we're getting $500 million for this and it only costs $50,000, so let's take and put that money over here where we want it, right?
We've kind of touched on this too. We also need to limit our spending on other things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, we do.
the out-of-state abortion thing.
Yeah.
That we
We gotta stop the stupid. Is what we gotta do.
Well, we got to take care of Oregon before we take care of everybody else.
Right.
So we need to limit what we're spending money on. Sure, everybody wants help. Everybody wants health care. But it's also the job of the legislature to say no.
It is.
I mean, if the money's not there, we can't fund everything in their brother.
Right.
You have to say no. We have to I hate to use the term trim the fat, but we have to limit, some of these NGOs, some of these companies, some of these things that we're dumping money towards.
Yeah.
Sure, it helps somebody, but at the same time, we have bigger fish to fry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what was it, $745 million spent on homelessness?
Yeah.
Well, you could build houses and put
That's
people
what I
in
said.
houses.
Couldn't you
for
just
that
built a
much
huge
money?
apartment complex and had everybody have a home?
So let's touch on this, since between the first and the second question, we touched right on one thing. $50 million for illegal people in the state for down payments to buy a house.
Yes.
Yeah, we funded $50 million for down payment assistance for illegal aliens.
I'm going to ask you a really simple question. I bet it's like a yes or no. Did you get assistance when you put a down payment on your house?
Absolutely not.
I sure
Did you?
No.
Nobody helped me.
I got told that I had to sell stuff because I had too much debt out. They're like, your truck's not worth that. You need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
No, not the power wagon.
So, anyways.
So there's a lot of money being spent foolishly,
Oh, yes.
needlessly, and without any kind of accountability. So
Yeah, they're like kids in a candy store, and you just tell them, hey, it's all free.
And
okay, as a federal employee, I heard this a lot. Well, it's not my money. Okay. Yes, it is, because you pay taxes.
should we punch somebody in the face right now and be that the incumbent for State House 13 is the chair to the Revenue Committee and signs all those checks?
Yeah,
Okay.
She might be maybe watching.
Yeah. So
I would doubt it.
yeah. So I mean,
Won't hold my breath.
but that's kind of directed to her, right? Because she's
Yes,
the
it is.
chair. She does all the hearings.
She's the one who's supposed to be curtailing. We can't afford that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, personal example. My daughter is on SSI as a learning disabled adult.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. I take care of her budget. I'm as honest as the day is long. I don't take a penny of her money for anything personal.
But you
all
could be as
for her.
crooked as the day is long,
But
too.
I could be.
Yeah.
There are parents who do take their kids' money and spend it on themselves.
Sure.
I don't want to address that. But when my daughter says, I say, it's not in your budget. You don't have the money for it. You'll have to wait until next month. And then when you get your spending money, and I give her $20 a month just to spend on whatever she wants.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then you can
Go get that. Yeah.
But today you don't have that money.
Oh, that's not fair.
I don't care.
Sorry.
It is what it is. I know how much money you have in your account, and you don't have the money to
And
cover
that's
that.
kind of what we
And
need to do.
that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a state.
Yes, we
Yeah.
need to literally be able to say, I'm sorry. The bank is empty.
Yeah.
So now the Oregon discussion, it's not Oregon Doge anymore, the podcast.
Okay.
Right.
They actually touched on this about NGOs and stuff. They had people on from the Revenue Committee.
Okay.
And the amount of money, like there's a needle lady down south that got like $2.4 million. Don't quote me on that number because it's been like 6 months since I listened to this episode. But like $2.4 million. She drives around in a Scion TC, like the square car, just filled with needles and stuff. Just hand them out. Or
Needles for drugs.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Or actually on the Sean Ryan show, there was a guy on there that it doesn't pertain to Oregon per se, but an NGO that hands out boofing kits.
Really?
That's paid for by the government. It's an NGO.
Sorry, what's boofing?
So
I'm old.
When you're,
Don't know these things.
we'll be right back.
Okay.
Now that we're back from
right.
explanations that don't need to be on the internet. So,
Okay.
question.
All right. Third question. Get out the vote. How do we reach the high propensity voters in our districts? And what messages will resonate with the voters in general?
Ooh.
So we should do this kind of individually, like we usually do.
Sure.
Because you're a different district than
Yeah,
me.
my district
Yeah.
is, mine,
And then-
mine's a lot of country.
His answer is going to be different than ours because he's Senate versus state, and all of us are going against somebody else.
Yours is pretty much city.
Well, not even that. The person, maybe.
Right, yes, yeah.
So let's hear.
So, okay, so for me, what I have been doing is I have been going out and I've been going to like the community centers that are in my district. So I've been going there, and most of the time when you go to a community center, you're looking at older folks that are going there. And most of them, by that time, are voting. Some of them are not. Some of them are. They've kind of removed themselves from voting. Does that make sense? Not that they don't want to vote. I think they've kind of said, I'm not as cognitive of everything that I was, and I'm not aware of what's going on. So I'm not gonna make everybody's decision based on my decisions. So I've been going there, and we've got the little voter, please register to vote and all that sort of thing, and they put those up, and they've had no problem with those. My next one that I'm going to go to is the Granges. We've got quite a few Granges in the area. Again, that's kind of a different populace. Community centers tend to be kind of the older. The Granges tend to be more of the guys who are farmers, want to be farmers, used to be farmers, that sort of thing. So you've got those guys. And I've also been calling some local churches and saying, is it possible for me to, because these aren't like, vote Republican, vote Democrat. These are just please register and please vote. Because you look at how many people don't vote. I mean, there's an enormous amount of people in our areas that do not vote.
That's how you're getting people out. How are you getting them motivated to vote? Or what are you telling them to get them motivated to vote?
So what I've been telling a lot of people, so just casual conversations with people, is I bring in the numbers. How many people don't vote? How many people are not registered to vote? And I'm like, and one of the things I'll tell them, and I kind of tell them as a joke, but it's like, look, if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. You didn't vote. You didn't put your 2 cents in. Why do you get to complain? And a lot of people get that. They're like, oh, that's very true. If I didn't vote, why on earth do I get to really complain and whine and yell? So it makes sense to them after they've heard it. At first they're kind of like taken aback, like, what? But then they think about it for a second. They're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't get to. And that tends to, it's more, I have found in all my years that word of mouth works better than pretty much anything. One, because you're probably telling somebody that's a friend. Or at least an acquaintance, and they might actually listen to you. Whereas if I just got on the TV, made a commercial, and said, please vote, well, most people are going to get up, go get something to drink, get something to eat. They're not going to pay any attention. And so I've been trying to do this more of word of mouth, just getting people out doing this. So I have one gal who lives, she's barely in my district, okay? In fact, across the road is out of the district. But she's out in Elmira. And she's working kind of her little neighborhood. She knows them all. So why would I go out there? They don't know me from Sam.
When there's a trusted member of the neighborhood.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, she's great at doing this, and she helps. And so she knows a lot of the people. There's other people that I've got more downtownish. One's actually on Todd Street. Just saying that, just because certain people might be listening. Did is actually doing it as well. So, and it is just, that's what I'm doing. I figured that was a better system. I mean, how many have seen the commercials on TV?
I don't watch commercials.
Okay, there you go. You didn't see any.
Yeah.
How many commercials have you seen?
I haven't had cable in like 10 years.
See, there we go. See?
Okay. So we got your answer.
Okay.
What about you?
So, similarly, I'm doing a lot of word of mouth right now. I'm a very friendly, outgoing person.
Yeah.
Okay. Some have called me boisterous. Okay. When I'm going through the store, the cashier line at the store, I engage people in conversation.
Yeah.
And then I pull out my card and I say, I'm running for Senate District 7. I hope you'll vote for me. Yes, indeed, I sure will. Or I'm really sorry, I live in Springfield. I can't.
Yeah.
But do you have friends in Eugene? Yeah. Tell them about me.
Right.
Tell them about our
That's
conversation.
that more that word of mouth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Secondly, I have a big network of because of my position in my church. I know people all over Eugene, Springfield, everywhere. Okay. And so a lot of these people, when I made my announcement that I was running, said, "How can I help?" So one of the things that I'm going to focus on after the primary is doing what we call cottage meetings,
Okay.
where people invite their friends and neighbors, family, whatever, to their home, maybe 10, 15, 20 people at a
So
time.
like a small
Right.
group.
Small group. And I come to their house and we sit and talk. We just visit. And I'm going to do a lot of listening because I want to know what their issues are
That's what I like.
before I just start spouting off.
Right.
I mean, they can go to my website and see what
Yeah.
what
Right,
I
yeah,
post.
that's
I want to know, what are your concerns?
So we also talked last week. We're gonna throw you into this, so you just be okay with it.
I'm good.
So we were also talking about doing larger ones.
Yes.
For my district, your district, and his, because
Yes.
he covers both of
Sure.
ours. But doing like the Grange and inviting a bunch of people, having some water there, whatever. You guys
Sure.
come, we'll talk, we'll give our 3-minute spiel, and then we'll sit around and talk.
Sure.
You guys ask us questions, all that stuff. So when
So
that
have
time,
our own mini town halls.
yeah, when that
Perfect.
time comes and
Perfect.
where it's at, we'll put it out. But that's going to be a huge thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then again, it's kind of that you've got this group that came,
Yeah.
they hear us, they're going to go back home and
talk with their friends and their neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to tell you about a word of mouth thing that happened last night. My neighbor to the north is diehard Democrat.
Okay.
Okay. And she has also called me the best neighbor in the world. So she asked me, "What's your wife doing?" "Well, she's helping me work on my campaign." "You're running for something?" "Yes, I'm running for Senate District 7. "Well, I can't vote for you." I said, "Not in the primary because I'm not on your ballot. But you can vote for me in November." "But you're a Republican." "So what?
Yeah.
Would you rather have the best neighbor in the world
Helping.
working for you in the legislature, or a guy that will never ever return your call?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
That's one of my biggest things is being open to people.
Yeah.
Like my card is my personal cell phone number. So if you call me and leave a voicemail or text me, I'm gonna answer.
Yeah.
Or email me. Like everybody in Lane County already has my phone number because I've been a salesman and all that stuff
Yeah,
for
it's
so
not
long.
like
I've
it's
had the same phone
It's
number.
not a secret
I've
anymore.
had it since I was 16. Way too many people have it. I'm okay with it. Leave a voicemail or text me or write me an email.
Yeah.
But so yes, and I agree. And with the Democrat and Republican thing, yes, we're both. Everybody here's a Republican, but we all can agree that if something is good, we're gonna vote for it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No matter who it's sponsored by,
Absolutely.
whether
A
it's
good idea is still a good idea. I don't
Yeah.
care who came up
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to tell you, on my website, I've got 4 endorsement testimonials
Okay.
from guys that have known me for years. One guy that's known me for almost 40 years, and
And he
one of
wrote
the
you a good one?
One of the things he said was, watching how Jake served his wife while she was dying tells me that he has the heart of a true servant.
There you go. See, stuff like that.
That
That resonates.
touched my
Yes,
heart.
yeah.
But that's I want that to resonate with people when they read these 4 testimonials at the bottom of my website. What people say about me that have known me, because I can say till I'm blue in the face,
I'm a great
but
guy.
what other people are willing to witness about me is, I think, even more important.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good.
So my biggest thing is just talking to people, right?
Yep.
Getting them out there, doing stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
getting people educated, talking about why they need to vote, and voting for some change. You know, that's the biggest thing is a lot of people don't vote because they don't think a change can happen.
Right.
Well, we talked about the percentage rate of the person I'm running against being fairly, down there. So a change can happen and things will happen over time. So everybody needs to get out and vote the way they feel, and let's get a change going and let's move on,
Yeah.
Right.
Look at the facts. Like, somebody shouldn't be sitting there for 20 years writing checks. Like, it's time for a change.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean,
A change for the better.
change for the better.
Change for the worse has been going on for 4 decades with the Democrats in power.
Yeah.
We need to get that pendulum swinging back toward the center where people like us who are reasonable and can be talked to by anybody,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless of
I'll
party,
listen to anything.
Well,
will work for you.
it was funny. The Democratic guy and I today had quite the talk. But so with that, let's touch on the Democratic town hall that we were all watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was
Oh,
video.
yes.
While we were,
that, yeah.
that's a good segue.
Yeah, it was a
into-
video. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a video town hall that all of us attended virtually, and it was interesting to say the very least. It was very, very scripted.
Oh gosh, yes.
Like,
Yeah.
when you ask somebody a question and they can spout off 4 minutes of just straight talk,
Of stats.
that's not a
Yeah.
thing.
No, it's not.
Like, yeah.
Unless they are prepared,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which means it was scripted.
Here's your here's your question. We're going to ask you this. Please research it. You've got a month.
Yeah.
Because
they do that,
it was
they do
so
that in
long
Congress.
after.
These congressional hearings, you know how those operate?
Yeah.
The Congress people send the questions to the person who's going to be asked. They send the responses. Then they send responses to the responses.
Right. Yeah.
So that they're already ready. It's so scripted.
It's
So
it's
scripted
almost like
from the
TV.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Hold your thought. Push your button.
So now that we've said goodbye to our guests because it's getting late in the evening as the sun's going down behind us, let's finish up the last couple here and then we'll get get off here and move on with our night. So the Democratic town hall. So
Yes.
we talked about it being as scripted as frickin' possible,
Mm-hmm.
and all of us asked questions.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
The only questions they asked came from staff or answered came from staff members.
That's
Yes,
correct.
that's right. Yes.
And I didn't ask any BS questions.
No.
Like, I asked Tobias Reed about mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't answer it, of course. They didn't answer any of our questions.
No.
Right.
And then he asked about the sanctuary state affecting schools
Right.
and all kinds of stuff. And they just didn't answer it.
They didn't answer anything. Yeah.
They only answered the questions that they wanted to answer that were pre-scripted.
I asked about what was the accountability of someone who's writing checks for the state. What kind of guarantee do I have that they're not writing that check bigger than what the invoice says?
Wow.
I'm not going to say that somebody got a substantial donation, but somebody of power
Got a lot of money.
gave a large chunk of a large sum of money to somebody, and then got a large donation a little while later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mentioning any names or going into anything, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Look into it. It happens.
So
Because that's what I was wondering is like, what is stopping an individual who's writing the checks to say, oh, the invoice is for $11,920. I don't like that number. I'll just make it 12 grand.
yeah,
What's stopping them?
right.
right.
So what we bring to the table, literally, is honesty, integrity, transparency. I mean, you hear us just talking, just talking off the
Ask any
cuff
question you want. We're probably going to ask.
about anything and everything. So, we're approachable, we're honest, and if you don't like the answer, we will explain why we feel that way and hope that you understand that we're not against you personally if we disagree,
Just against the policy.
but we're against policies that are detrimental to our state.
Yeah.
Policies that are driving businesses out of the state. Policies that are driving honest taxpayers out of the state where they can find a more tax-friendly place. I had planned to move to Vermilion, South Dakota, southeast corner of South Dakota, because they don't have a state income tax.
No, they do not.
They don't tax Social Security,
Nope, they do not.
and which now the federal government doesn't tax Social Security anyway. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But it was a more conservative state.
My son lives in Rapids, well, just outside of Rapids.
City.
So, yeah.
So anyway, when I did retire, which was when I was going to move, I didn't feel moved to get out of the state, but to try to make things better here.
Thank
And
you.
then when the opportunity was presented to me to run for office because Manning was running unopposed, the Spirit said, this is how you do it. This is why you're here.
Yep.
This is what God wants for you.
Make the change.
Get in there and make positive changes for the people of the state.
Yep.
Fix things where you are. I've been saying that for years. These illegal aliens coming from all over the world, coming here. Stay there and fix your own country,
Yeah, why you gotta come here?
right?
Fix
So, I'm eating those words now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why move from here? It's such a beautiful state. I love so much about being here. Stay here and fix it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And let's face it, South Dakota has policies and all sorts of things that we would like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I go there and I'm like, man, their gas is 15 billion times better than our gas. My car goes from 20 miles to the gallon to 28 miles to the gallon just by gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, they've got, all these things that are, they're hunting and fishing regulation thing. Have you ever seen that for South Dakota?
Oh, no.
It's a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a trifold pamphlet.
Not a book.
No, our fishing is bigger than the stinking
Voter
voter
pamphlet.
Yeah, it's like
So,
huge.
what did you guys think of the voter pamphlet?
I read it. When I was looking at candidates, if a candidate is endorsed by sitting Democrat congresspeople or the Democrat Party or unions, I would not
Planned
vote for them.
Parenthood.
Yeah, I would not vote for them.
So,
Yeah.
where I'm going with that is I think we need to regulate what can be in the voter pamphlet.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to mention any names, but this person that's running for governor that says he's the king of Russia and that
Yeah.
his prior government experience is classified and that his education is in biochemistry and biophysics.
Prove it.
Well, I think we need to limit what can be in a book,
Yeah.
or especially the voter pamphlet that's supposed to be informational,
Right.
Right.
and
Not just spouting
supposed
off
to be
stuff, yeah.
accurate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just spouting off stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean,
king of Russia.
okay, one, they never had a king; they had a czar.
They got deposed in 1917 by Vladimir.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Just saying.
we
No
might
kings.
we might as well finish this off for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, folks. Hope that you appreciate what we're trying to do for you so that you can know who we are and what we stand for.
Yeah.
And God bless Lane County. God bless America.
And now that the primary is almost here, I mean, ballots are out, everybody's voting. There won't be any meet and greets here for a couple, but as soon as stuff's out, make sure you guys look out for the videos and all of our websites. It will have the dates and locations of everything on it.